was part of some ministry, and every ministry that I've been part of, every church that I've been part of, every denomination that I've been part of are different expressions of Christianity. In fact, some of them holding on to, there are variations in their doctrines, right? And the things that they stand for, right? But, there's always this center thing in Christianity, where Christians that belong to different denominations actually recognize, right, that they believe different things, but they will say something that there's a unifying point, which is, we all believe in Jesus Christ. So there tend to be, some tenets, right? Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Some tenets of the Christian faith, right? So this is part of the unifying factor, right? And that's why you see some denomination or some group of people tend to speak about a group of Christians a certain way and in a certain light, right? Yes, because they are tenets, right? By which, you have to judge that this person is a Christian, right? Right. And to be candid, if you judge me by those tenets today, right, I think I will fall short, and your conclusion will be that I am not a Christian. And you will be correct. Because at this point, I do not reckon myself, right, to be a Christian. I feel like that tag is limiting, right? And it does not stand for, in perfection, what Christ is. Yes. So let's move on. Just be patient with me. Okay? Thank you. So, growing up as a child, I've always known this spirit, right? In fact, I called it him, her. I called him, it, her. I called it a friend. And this friend has been, tutoring me, teaching me things, making questions pop up and helping me find answers, right? And it's been quite the journey, to be sincere, But later as I grew, I got to realize that it was not just, a spirit, so to speak. There were like group of entities that I was connected with, right? Yes, that I was connected with, right? And I think, and I strongly think that this was, pivotal in, my transition or my evolution, where it has to do with perspectives, and the things I've believed, through the course of time, right? Yes, I think I need to take a chill pill for a while. Take a deep breath. Whew. Yes. Yeah. So, and I was so devoted to Christianity so much that I didn't see my life apart from that. Even though, of course, I was, seemingly pursuing my passion and all of that, right? But I was so devoted. I remember a time where I was studying the Bible so much. Even my mom was complaining that I was studying the Bible too much. I remember then how I would go all through the night, studying the Bible, and there are many times where there will be no, power supply, electricity, and I will have my candle, right, my candle light, and I can't light like 2 or 3 at a time, because I don't know how long, like there won't be electricity, sometimes the whole night, right? So I have to just put on one, because they also have to use candle in the house and all of that, right? So I have to put on the candle light. It's hot, so I have to be almost naked, and there are also mosquitoes. And I would have different versions, the King James version, different translations, as much as I could have at that time, and I would study and I would think. And I remember that time there was something I learned from a senior in school then, so it made me start writing my own version. So I would read, I would study, and from what I had been able to get, or understand about a particular scripture, a verse, or maybe a chapter, I'll write down. So I jot a lot, I document a lot. I have this journal. In fact, those who know me then, know that whenever they see Bolu with a journal, with a book, and definitely have a pen in my pocket. Right. So I was so conscious, I was so into life as a Christian. In fact, at the time, some folks started getting really, really concerned for me, and that's okay, yeah. So that was how I was, right? And there's been that evolution in my beliefs and in the way I see things, right? But I was immersed in this. I was immersed in this religion. I was immersed in these churches, right? But now, at this point, as I said earlier, I do not reckon myself a Christian anymore, right? Because, like I said, I feel that is limiting. And part of the things that are being taught in Christianity, there are a lot of things being taught in Christianity that I do not agree with. I do not think they express the heart of Jesus, or they express the heart of God that is being talked about, right? I do not accept, and I'm not for, the separation that the Christian faith preaches and projects to its adherents, or to its believers, right? I do not accept, a separatist mentality. We are the Christians, we are the saved people. The world, they are the sinners and they are going to burn in hell. And in fact, I do not, agree anymore with the idea of hell and heaven that has been preached through the course of the times. I do not agree with that anymore. It's not something I accept anymore. And even in fact, when you truly study the Bible, when you truly study the Bible, you realize that the concept of hell, especially that is being preached, is not coherent with certain things being revealed in the Bible about hell, right? So all of that is being thrown away. And you asked me today, so Bolu, what are you? Like, sometimes I don't understand our obsession with labels and tags, right? You can just simply refer to me as Bolu and also respect me as a man. Yeah, you can. I don't have to have a label. I don't have to agree with your beliefs. For you to actually respect me, for us to have conversation, for us to fellowship together, yeah. So that's it. That's it. So that's where I stand right now. So I don't find myself in any label. I'm just on a journey.